welcome back to the Combine here on WECB, the underground sound of Emerson College. Right now we've got Cameron Big Chocolate Argon on the phone. Hey, how's it going, Cam?
It's going great.
Cool. Thanks for joining us today. Do you want to introduce yourself really quick for everyone listening out there?
Yeah, well, at first, how do I sound? Do I sound great?
Sound great. Fantastic.
Okay, good. That's all that matters then. I'm Cameron. Hi.
Hey. You're known as Big Chocolate around the internet and music community. Where'd you get your nickname from?
Well, I won't tell you some cool giant fish story about it, but I was 15. It was when MySpace had that cool new people thing.
Yeah.
And there was some guy named Big Chocolate on there. I thought it was hilarious. And I was like, I'm gonna change my display name to that. And then when I started putting videos on the internet and making music and putting it online, I was just like, I'm just gonna use the name Big Chocolate because that's stupid and it sounds great.
Nice. Well, it really took off.
But no, I think it's kind of funny. I really enjoy the name sometimes.
Yeah, it makes you scratch your head when you first see it and then see a picture of you.
Yeah, a good plus for it too.
Recently, you were just announced as the new vocalist for Burning the Masses, and I know you guys just wrapped up recording. Are you excited to be a part of that band now? And when can we expect to hear some new music that you guys just recorded?
Yeah. I joined. Well, they announced it last week, but I joined probably about 2 months ago. I jammed with them twice before joining, and yeah, crazy musicians. The musicianship is so good. I was so impressed with it, and especially their new material. So I was like, yeah, let's go for it. And I agreed to do this album and this tour. And Portland was pretty fun. The recording went really well. We recorded in the same studio as the guy who just did the new American Me, and he's also mixing it too, so it should sound like that kind of quality, which is +1.
Awesome.
Yeah, it was cool because it's the first time I've ever really been in an actual studio environment, because I've always just been got my own deal at home, computer, and this is the first time where it's okay, I want to experience music the real way, so this was a good opportunity. And I don't know, I haven't even heard the fully mixed versions yet, so I'm hoping, I know the album should be out early summer, so I'm hoping at least a month till we put something on the MySpace, and I'm actually really excited to get something out there with this.
Cool, yeah, definitely. I'm excited to hear it for sure.
Sure.
You toured in Russia with Abominable Putridity, and pretty soon you're going to be in Europe with Burning the Masses as part of the Legacy of Blood tour with Suffocation. Are you looking forward to heading overseas again and being on tour with those guys?
Yeah, I'm really stoked. The Russia, it was only one show, and I was there for a week, which was cool because we had a few days to practice, and then after the show I had a few days to go see Moscow and the city and whatnot, and that was a lot of fun. But yeah, I'm really excited to get back over in Europe because it's crazy, this opportunity that just came out of nowhere. And I feel way too lucky to be thrown into it. But yeah, so a lot of people are kind of why don't you play a show locally before you go to Europe? I feel like I've only played shows as a vocalist.
Yeah.
Because I used to play when DTG was totally different band. Where I used to play all the time, but I used to play guitar, and now I'm doing vocals, and I've only played a few legitimate shows, and Russia was probably one of the more well-known ones. So it's kind of funny because it's people who are I hang out with in Nevada. Were why don't you play a show around here first, huh? Before you go back to Russia, huh? I was just, okay. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. Some great bands on the roster, and it kind of blows my mind right now.
That's going to be pretty mind-blowing, I would imagine. You're 19, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so see, you're even younger than I am, so that's pretty cool to be, traveling the world and touring with Suffocation of all bands in Europe. So that's,
I know, what the hell?
It's quite the opportunity there, man. So congrats on that.
Hey, thank you very much. Thank you very much.
You're involved with a number of projects, like you said, Disfiguring the Goddess, Burning the Masses, Abominable Putridity, Ease of Disgust, and lately over Twitter you've been hinting that you've been working on something new and big As a part of all these different groups, does one take priority over another, and how is it balancing your different musical aspirations, I suppose?
Well, I don't know. I look at all these projects of like pursuing something else, like DTG. Like right now, the new album is going to be a pretty big collab between me and the guitarist. But like as far as it's been previously, it's been like just like kind of my project, just because I liked heavy music so much, and it was so fun just to make death metal, and that's why DTG exists, just for the point of making music in that like spirit of just music, not about
to enjoy it
and whatnot. But with this new stuff, it's really cool because I'm like, Joe is actually taking his time and rewriting a bunch of the songs that I've already written, and so that's gonna be really fun. So that's like, I'm really excited about DTG right now. That's kind of like my main big push right now. But too bad there's nothing super big going on with it other than just us writing.
Yeah, and I heard some of the pre-production clips that you put up on YouTube, and they sounded awesome, so I'm definitely looking forward to that stuff.
Thanks, man. Yeah, me too. Probably a little bit more than you are, but mainly because you haven't heard what we have under wraps. But yeah, and then Abominable Protrudy is really cool because it's just like a studio vocalist kind of deal, and they're pretty slammy if you're familiar with their sound. So it's really cool, especially because Joe's taking Sugar the Goddess too. It's not going to lose the slams and the heaviness, but it definitely has a lot more technical aspects to it. So it's cool because I still get to retain with that like slam death metal type stuff with Abominable Protrudy, and that's just a studio deal. So it's not like requiring a whole lot of dedication and time, so I can still pursue all my other music. Burning the Masses right now. I'm just doing this album and this tour, and then after that, I just kind of want to see where I am and how I feel about like music in general right now.
I gotcha.
And then then my solo stuff is kind of all over the place. I'm always making electronic music, and I can never like find like a foothold where I want to take it. So I'll jam out like house music for like 3 months, and then I'll get over it, and I'll go to something else, and I'll get over it, and I'll go back. So.
Yeah, and I know that your musical interests reach far beyond the realm of just death metal alone. What else have you been listening to and recording lately? And being into all of this different stuff, would you ever try and do some crazy metal crossover project with your electronic stuff? Just for kicks.
I listen to a lot of death metal. Like I think probably one of my favorite bands of all time is Hate Eternal, and they're always listening to them. So as far as like death metal goes, just like Hate Eternal, Devourment, classics, all-time favorite bands that I'll probably always listen to all the time. But I'm always like lately I've been listening to a lot of Taicho. I don't know if you've heard of him. He's a like ambient artist from San Francisco, I believe.
No, I'll have to check him out.
A lot of music similar to that, like a lot of Bjork. Some of Bjork's a little too weird for me. But yeah, just a lot of calm music. I don't know.
Cool.
Fun stuff to listen to when I'm not writing death metal.
Yeah. It's definitely good to have a variety, because as great as metal is, it's good to have some eclectic taste, I suppose.
That's one of my favorite parts about it too. Is like the more I listen to other genres, and then when I come back to listening to death metal, it's just so good. It makes me so happy just to. You know what I'm kind of saying? I think kind of share that thing where because not everyone just listens to solely death metal. So when you listen to other genres, even if it's just like you listen to some hardcore for like a few days, and as soon as you start playing some death metal, you're just so happy that you're playing it.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I'll be on a kick of something, for like a week, then I'll come back and listen to, like you said, some death metal, and it's always refreshing to kind of take a break from the norm, but come back to that music that you love so much.
Of course.
The metal scene today seems to be really thriving, which is obviously great. But a lot of people would argue that metal today is kind of oversaturated with a lot of carbon copy acts.